Why doesn't God heal amputees? This argument from atheists doesn't have a leg to stand on. In 1637, Miguel broke his leg in Calanda and was admitted to a hospital in Valencia. We have primary documentation of the certificate when he was admitted into the hospital. They couldn't do anything for him, and so he traveled 50 miles to Zaragoza. By the time he got there, the leg was black and they amputated it. He then stayed in Zaragoza for a few months while he was being treated, and then he became a beggar there for 2.5 years. He got an official permit to beg in front of the Cathedral of the Pillar. He would routinely rub oil from lamps of the church on his stump and cry out to the Virgin Mary. In March of 1640, he travels back to Calanda, where he is seen by several passers-by. He stays at his parents' house, and when his mom comes up in the room, she finds that his leg is back and that it is blue and slightly shorter. Word quickly spreads, and 3 days later, an official from a neighboring region comes and interviews 10 witnesses and produces an affidavit. This is probably our earliest source, written 3 days after the event. An official investigation happens 2 months later in June by the Archbishop. In the course of about a year, they get 24 witnesses to testify. This included his family, citizens of Calanda and Zaragoza, and 3 of the witnesses were surgeons and hospital staff who cut off the leg and buried it and treated him for several months. They were also Protestants who examined the new leg and testified to its scars. The courtyard of the hospital where the leg was buried was dug up, but it was gone. The new leg on Miguel matched his old one and had the same birthmarks and scars, although it had a giant scar from the amputation below the leg. Now, this occurred in a hostile environment where faking a miracle would get you tortured during the Spanish Inquisition, where heretics were severely punished. People who faked injuries were also punished, and that's why they had to have permits to beg. The bishop specifically had the other cathedral, Salvador Cathedral, conduct the investigation so as to not have bias, because the two cathedrals had a rivalry.